Some of you may have noticed as you came in today that there were some art installations out in the lobby. We are going to hear now about these from Nataliia Popovych, a civic activist, chairperson of the Ukraine House in Denmark and founder of Our Philosophy, and also from Solomiya Borshosh, who is executive director of the Ukrainian Institute. If I could welcome them both to the stage.
Thank you, Janine.
Thank you. I understand you both want to make some remarks. The lectern is yours.
Some short remarks. Good afternoon, good morning. I want to share a little story of one family with you. So this was a morning of March 29th, 2022. Vitaly Kim, who is the head of regional administration of the southern city in Ukraine, Mykolaiv, he was hurrying up to job. He was late, and he postponed the meeting. At that moment, when he postponed the meeting, a missile hit his office directly into the window. Now, 200 people were there in the building. It took 1 week to rescue all people from the windows, from the stairs, and unfortunately, 38 people couldn't be saved. They died. One of them was Valeria, who had been working for the regional administration for 15 years. She couldn't be saved. She lost her life. What actually happened after that, her son went to army to defend his country. Unfortunately, he's also held in captive now. That is why he's a prisoner of war. Now, this little story, this small story of one family, shows two key messages of what we in the Ukrainian Institute want to convey and want to share with you. The war is very physical and very personal. The justice will come to Ukrainians, to all the victims, when all the perpetrators will be held and will be accountable for what they have done. That is why talks about the justice are not talks about statistics. Every life matters, as Valeria's and her son's. Another message that I want to share with you is that the atrocities, the tortures, are being committed as we speak, as I speak to you. It's not, there is no end, and it has not finished, unfortunately. That's something that I think we'll keep in mind while talking about justice. Every single life matters to us, and every single cultural object, cultural building, and so on matters to us. More on that from Nataliia.
Thank you so much for the privilege to introduce Postcards from Ukraine and the installation It's Not Over that you will see at Copenhagen Democracy Summit. As of May 12, 2023, as a result of the full-scale invasion, almost 1,500 cultural infrastructure objects like Mykolaiv Regional Council that Solomiya referred to have so far been damaged. Almost a third have been completely destroyed. 15 months into this war, I think we all understand that it's not a war for territories. It is a war for our identity and the choice of Ukrainians to live in a free and democratic society. Genocide is always, first and foremost, a culture-cide. When culture dies, a nation dies. If you cannot kill the spirit of freedom-loving Ukrainians, you choose to kill its citizens. 19,000 Ukrainian children deported to Russia are still alive, but their spirit is about to be amputated. They will not have access to the monuments, some of which you'll see in the foyer. Their identity and memory may be altered forever. They will be Russified to the extent that sooner or later they may believe what Kremlin has used as the premise for this ruthless war, that we don't exist. But we do exist. And Ukrainians back at home are protecting not only Ukrainian lives, but every single monument that is part of our culture and identity. Queen Olha, behind the sandbags, is our connection to Kievan Rus, whose great-grandson Yaroslav the Wise would introduce the first principles of the rule of law in the east of Europe. Taras Shevchenko, from his covers, still proclaims to us, "Fight and you will win. God and truth are on your side." We do not ask anyone to die for us, but we ask you to support the courage of brave Ukrainians who are protecting the perimeter of our identity. We defend with our blood our cultural rights from the society whose culture for centuries has been producing mass murderers in chief. We ask you to understand that our cultural rights to us are as non-negotiable as the restoring of Ukraine within its internationally recognized borders, that we will feel safe again only when our cultural institutions, monuments, and symbols that make us, us, will not be bombed, that to us they're as essential as water that we drink and air that we breathe, because culture is not something nice to have. Only culture can produce a just society that respects itself, not at the expense of others. Hence, we ask for your support. It's what makes us human and prevents further crimes against humanity. And we invite you to review the most significant losses in cultural heritage of Ukraine and learn about the monuments that we are trying to protect. And now you can always learn more about Ukrainian culture and identity at Ukraine House in Denmark at Gamel Dock, for which we are forever grateful to Denmark. Thank you.
So you all can take a look at these exhibits out in the lobby. Nataliia and Solomiya will be available also to take your questions if you have any. Now it's time for a coffee break. Enjoy. We'll see you in a few moments.